is currently, as you can see, 6:32 a.m. I want you to see this. This is what I've been capturing in image after image. First of all, this is hovering. This is no takeoff. That Delta Airlines in particular is committing in the engineered light. This is breaking down all the elements regarding a federal prosecution of the entity acting via Delta Airlines right now at the Ontario Civic Center. This is engineered light. The gate is flat on the ground, extending forward. This is again under the guise of what is the sun at, like you stated, 6:33 a.m. Or 12 hours from now, after 6 p.m., this same building is where the sun is located. This is relevant to what is the presence and the significance, the legality or illegality of presence in that supernatural environment where Delta Airlines maintains also no flights that would ever occur over in this environment, let alone would occur at the rate at which that I'm documenting it. And this is what the military has been engaged in. And I just want to show how the entity is doing. So it's currently 6:33 a.m. There are no flights scheduled that are published by the airport. And this is relevant to the entity that's engaging in any type of presence. There's no such thing as being on the right side of the law, reporting to work, where you're gang stalking, which is how the military is stalking. Okay, the entity is doing so maliciously, and there is no such natural environment where the sun is present at one address, like where the people of state work, under the fake sun that is here also setting. This is the entity that's engaging in stalking with Delta Airlines that maintains no flights from either terminal at the Ontario International Airport. That is going to hover over the senior citizen complex over the Ontario City Hall, like I've been documenting. This is the entity 3 minutes earlier. This is the entity engaged in what is psychopathic behavior, and the airlines are being federally prosecuted, okay? I just want to be clear, this is a basis of federal prison. This is a serial stalker engaging in the pattern of conduct with the city of Ontario, and is doing so right now in the same exact manner like they do in the library, like they do while they're stalking in the bathroom. And this is an entity that is, again, under the fake sun engaged in this. This is, again, another flight, Delta Airlines and Southwest Airlines. This is 2 minutes. And this is the entity that's doing so. It's also relevant that the Ontario International Airport has published no such flights. And there are no flights that are going to hover miles away from the airport, as I'm showing you in real time, like what Delta Airlines and Southwest Airlines are engaging in and have been engaging in. Southwest Airlines is scheduled for an 8 a.m. flight. That is flight number WN4527 that's going to Honolulu out of gate 403. You have Delta Airlines that's headed flight number DL761 going to Atlanta from gate 209, but there are neither of these airlines that are present over the Civic Center right now, where I'm at the OVITT Family Community Library, where the entity is stalking by virtue of presence every employee, every resident, whether you live at the venue where the entity and you are gang stalking, whether you are working at the venue and you are thereby gang stalking, or whether you are merely an enthusiastic sex offender that doesn't have anything to live for equally. Okay, whether they live there or work there, they don't have anything to work for, to live for, they're monitoring. And this is someone that doesn't even have anywhere to live and is stalking with the military and is serially doing so. He's subject to prison as well. He is under the fake sun that is here 12 hours from now. And this is evidence regarding what are judicially noted facts. Not only are the terminals nowhere over here, meaning no airline is hovering over the Civic Center, they are also doing so pursuant to a pattern of conduct where the entity is stalking outside of what's even published on the Ontario International website. And even if Delta Airlines, a criminal that is conspiring my murder, who is being civilly and criminally prosecuted, Delta Airlines maintains no position whereby a flight that is taking off from the Ontario International Airport is going to hover over miles away where I am located, where Delta Airlines and Southwest Airlines are stalking me. And they are stalking in concert with the U.S. military in the specific environment. And this is what I've been documenting. 6:30 a.m., 6:19 a.m. These are the watermarks down here at the bottom. But we will go ahead and look at the official timestamp so you can see. 6:17 a.m. This is referred to as psychopathic pacing. All right. The entity is doing more than just stalking. The entity is engaged in what is monitoring. Monitoring is mentally ill behavior. And the entity that is mentally ill engages in monitoring another person and seeks to falsely depict the character of that person that they're monitoring. This is an entity, a government system, a population of those who are mentally ill. In fact, they are monitoring as a population, which is proven through the environment that is conducive for surveillance, such as having a fake sun rising. and at the same address, a fake sun setting. Okay, and even though I've shown it exceeds being at the OVITT Family Community Library, this is the highlight, okay, underscoring the ridiculousness of the environment where multi-million-dollar companies such as Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, United Airlines, UPS, all of whom I'm documenting gang stalking me this morning, under the fake sun, miles away from the airport, having nothing even to do with claiming that you were departing from the airport with the published time headed to X, Y, and Z destination with how many passengers aboard. None of this is the cause. And this is a matter of what is judicial notice. These airlines are being they are already convicted. Okay, this is the court. They've been prosecuted already. The military, the people of the state, the entity is being diagnosed with the very evidence that is used to convict them. The entity is engaging in not only that which is psychopathic with regard to the repeatedly crossing path conduct, which is significant in the light. Okay, the entity is doing so in the environment where you're seeing that it's a cartoon, it's an illusion. And then the psychopaths can persist as though you are going to, number one, ignore it. Number two, that they're going to be impervious to enforcement of your rights. Number three, that you forgot or something, or you're delusional like them as they project their mental illness, and they persist as though nothing is going to happen. This is the entity that's being diagnosed. Martial law is what is required regarding a mentally ill entity. The entity that is gang stalking is speaking to the fact that this has never been the military. Okay, this has been the abuse of such titles in order to commit what is terrorism, and the government's being held accountable for that, and so are the people of the state, including Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, Amazon Prime Air, FedEx, UPS, United Airlines, all the commercial airlines that are gang stalking me, as I'm showing this morning at this same address, at the point at which I wake up, and the entity is literally starting its day with stalking me. Okay, 6:13 a.m. in position while the entity is rising a fake sun. And this is also where the entity is setting a fake sun. This is 6:12 a.m., 6:07 a.m., 6:03 a.m. Securitas is engaged in the pattern of conduct they're stalking. 5:55 a.m. 5:51 a.m. 5:42 a.m. 5:39 a.m. This is an entity that's doing so all night long, like I'm documenting last night, where the entity is stalking me by helicopter. Just ongoing stalking, keeping me under surveillance. Which is what I documented last night. Well, early this morning. And that's exactly the purpose of the people. This is the same system. And this is the population of demons that are going to be subject to martial law. They will not have, and these two demons are the ones that represent the criminal conduct that's occurring while they're on foot. Speaking to the threat, the terrorists that they are, they will not be on the roads and the highways. They will not be in the sky space. Martial law is going to permanently land the people of the state where they remain, and not capable of threatening any other region of people, if you will. California, and every politician, every celebrity, every so-called doctor, medical professional, legal professional, those that are even in the school districts. I've shown every facet of this gang stalking society engaged in the pattern of conduct, and there shall be no exception to martial law. All right, and the U.S. military has gone to the extent to prove that to you. You are going to federal prison where you are engaging in terrorism, which is what it is by definition under federal law, when you are stalking with the military that have taken an oath to protect American citizens, not stalk, which is to terrorize them. And you are engaging in terrorism. The entity is doing so with the population that has not been through any training to be in the military, but it is training enough as they are demons. They are on the same page. And as you can also see, there is no amount of training that's going to make a demon superior or impervious to the sight of an American citizen, a civilian, in order to prosecute the intellectually impotent, the inferior, the lower beings who are terrorizing in California. That is the United States of America. And it is an act of war. And where you are stalking with the military, like the demons who are in California, you are going to be federally prosecuted. And how do you prosecute a population? You place them under martial law. You hate this country so much, you levy war against this country, the country is going to respond as a domestic terrorist. This is what the U.S. military have committed. And this is proven in what is within the walls of a military tribunal as well. The demons are being stripped of the position that they've abused in order to engage in what is terrorizing an American citizen. And they do so under the guise of company names. They do so under the guise of a population. They do so under the guise of enforcing, exercising, enjoying the benefits of being private citizens. And they're none of that. Under the fake sun, there is no privacy and there is no private citizen. There is no private speech. It's the entity. The U.S. military is acting through the people of the state, and it is shown to be a highly unpersuasive and unintelligent mask. And that mask is being ripped off. And not only that, it is an act of terrorism while you are targeting with the terrorists who are the military, the government, period. And you are going to be treated like any other enemy that is outside of the borders of the U.S. territory. This is P.O.C. This is the evidence that is serving to prosecute as a matter of what are judicially noticed facts as well. What the entity has been doing and what the entity is doing while it's being documented. And this is what an entity is doing as I travel. It's also psychopathic that they stalk me and follow me to, for example, the Ontario Village Shopping Center, where all they're doing is the same thing under the fake sun. The whole crime scene follows, and the criminals themselves, the stalkers, they follow. What are they doing in the grocery store? Pacing in the engineer light, while the entity is monitoring my vagina in the bathroom, and while they are stalking, and they make purchases while they're stalking. That's a RICO case. The entity's engaging in stalking as I go to Upland. What are they doing in the library? Pacing all day long under the fake sun, remaining over me, doing so on the roads and the highways as well, stalking. The whole crime scene follows, and all of the entity, the criminal, follow me to that place. This is an entity that's engaging in levying war, and it is aid to our enemies, as the United States itself defines itself, proves itself to be an enemy to the American people. And this is that which has not been specifically contemplated by the United States Constitution, but it is proven with evidence, and there shall be a federal response. It starts with this. And martial law is absolutely necessary. This is P.O.C. It is currently 6:44 a.m.